In this video, we'll go over the top 10 waifus in Yu-Gi-Oh! And rate them in order of which one is the most waifu, and also which ones are actually good cards. And at number 10, we have Silent Magician. This card was really good in Duel Links, but didn't really see play in normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Silent Magician is a very attractive woman in a revealing outfit. And at number 9, we have Fairy Tale Snow. This card got banned for being too good in Thunder Dragon decks, and is a furry, so I'm sure some of y'all like this stuff. And at number 8, we have Ib, the World Chalice Justiciar. People yell at me in the comments when I pronounce this card's name wrong, so I just call her Ib in videos when she shows up. Now, despite being the reincarnated form of Ningirsu's sister, after she committed suicide to stop an evil fairy who took over her body, Ib is a very attractive woman in a revealing outfit. She is also currently banned. And at number 7, we have Tour Guide from the Underworld. Now, she's what we call a legal lolly, and if you don't want to end up on some kind of watch list, I wouldn't recommend looking that up. She also has one retrain, which uses her art, plus an alternative art card, which they only do for certain good cards. She's also an attractive woman, but she doesn't have a revealing outfit. And at number 6, we have Effect Veiler. Another card people like to yell at me when I say his name in videos. Effect Veiler is a good card that sees lots of play over the years. He's also a very attractive woman in a revealing outfit. Number 5, Trickstar Lycorice, an attractive woman in a cute outfit. Number 4, Hiita, the Fire Charmer Ablaze, an attractive woman in a revealing outfit. Number 3, Konami's favorite waifu, who has an entire archetype dedicated to drawing more fan art with her in different outfits. Number 2, Ash Blossom's Joyous Feet. And at number 1, we have the Summon Sorceress, the best banned waifu on this list, which shows Konami doesn't understand how broken special summoning any card from your deck can be on a generic Link 3 monster. And that concludes the top 10 waifus. Did you know, fun fact, 97% of my audience is male, which is why I chose Akiza as this channel's mascot, because I knew who my audience was, and I thought that might get more subscribers early on. I also created a legitimate top 10 waifu video as the first ever top 10 on this channel, for similar reasons to choosing the mascot. I thought it would get more easy views. It didn't really work out that way, and I think I might have that video hidden on the channel. Or maybe it's still there, I don't know. I rarely delete my old videos. Now, this video was obviously a joke. Let me go back to my fake YouTuber voice for a second, since I'm sure you guys don't enjoy my real voice. It's very monotone and listless, because this is my most requested top 10 topic out of anything, and I kind of have an internal list of topics that I won't cover for various reasons, and on that list, I'll show it on screen to show how short it is, and most of them are very general things, like don't cover ideas that have been done well by other YouTubers, don't do artwork, decks, etc, etc. And the only one that has a specific video topic listed is the waifu list, and the reason for that is because I kind of already did it, and because it's kind of a cringy idea. You see, if you make the video seriously, that would just be judging the aesthetics of big-breasted anime women, which, sure, certainly has its own appeal, but that's not really the kind of videos I make. The only way to do it would be just to talk about female cards, which happen to be good, but that seems like kind of a lame idea. And I'm all for niche video topics that compare how good certain cards are, based on really niche things, like the one I did on the top 10 cards that require you to pay 1,000 life points to activate their effects. It's a very niche topic. It would be kind of the same way I would do the waifu video. And I just don't think that's a fun idea, when I could instead group cards together based on mechanics or archetypes or other things that have to do with their effects or stats of the card, and not their artwork, which kind of leads into one of my other video ideas I will not cover. Idea I will not cover, number 3, top 10 card artwork theme here. I sometimes get requests to talk about certain card artworks and compare them in that way, but that's very subjective. and I have done a video like that in the past. I have a video on the channel called Top 10 Cool Poses or something, which is entirely a list created based on the artwork of certain cards. And I didn't really like making that list. It was a fun idea, but it wasn't very fun to actually put that idea into practice. Now, I know I put out a lot of top 10 videos on weird topics, but that's because I like to do those things. If anyone has watched my channel from before 2018, when I started doing nothing but top 10s, you know I did nothing but gimmick decks for 5 years. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! For really weird and gimmicky reasons. I don't actually care about playing competitively in the slightest. I also haven't played in person since 2013. Everything I do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is online, even though I have the means and funds to play any card I want, or any deck I want. I just don't care. I do care very strongly about making a video on the top 10 monsters who have 0 attack and defense, though. That's a fine idea to me. It's a gripping topic based on the card's stats and effects, and not their artwork. And I also think these kinds of videos perform better too. A certain appeal of top 10 videos comes in whether or not you can guess spots on the list. I think that's one of the psychological factors that makes top 10 so appealing, is people like to guess what's going to be there. And they like to see those guesses appear in the video. And they also like to be surprised by certain things that outperform their guesses, or just learn new and interesting facts. That's why I talk about the history of the game a lot, because Yu-Gi-Oh's history is not well documented. You can't just look up the Yu-Gi-Oh history online somewhere. You kind of have to pick out pieces of it here and there for yourself. And you can't really guess what will be in an aesthetics video. You have to know the person making the videos pretty well if you want to be able to guess which cards would appear in that kind of list. And I don't know if you know this or not, but only 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to the channel. And of the 30% who watch my videos regularly, I'd say only 10% of them at most know about my personal preferences enough, or care enough, to hear about my opinions on things. So creating a video for 3% of my audience is not very smart, especially when I have to pay editors to create these videos for me. Now, my editors don't actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! They just do all the busy work of making the videos look good. I have to tell them exactly where every single card in the video appears, and part of their payment is on how well the videos do. So it just doesn't make sense for me to create videos that both won't perform well, and that I don't really care about making. And the waifu video is kind of in a gray area with that. Sure, it's technically an aesthetics video, but it's also a funny idea that would definitely get clicks, because my audience is 97% male. Which is why this video kind of exists as a joke, to say that I've already done it, and so I don't have to subject my editors to putting together a cringy idea. And while we're on it, I should probably talk about the other ideas I won't make. Another big no-no is top 10 decks and or engines. You see, I have broken this rule a few times, as I have a video on this channel called the top 5 tier 0 decks, but those will always be the exception to the rule. You see, there is so much misunderstanding in the Yu-Gi-Oh community about the tier system that's used, and people will arbitrarily assign tiers to their decks, and there's lots of misinformation about which decks used to be tier 0 out there. When I originally researched the topic, I watched a whole bunch of other videos on it, and there was almost no research done in any of those other similar videos, and they were very obviously just talking based on memories, or hearsay online. So I actually looked back at records and spent about a week just looking up information, and I came to the conclusion that there were so few tier 0 decks, i.e. decks that require more than 65% representation at top events, and there are just also very few records of early Yu-Gi-Oh tournament results. So my video on the topic is probably the only one that has actual research put into it. And even though it was only 5 spots on the list, the video was half an hour long, because videos done about decks or engines require you to talk about multiple cards in the video in order to give a big picture. And if you have to talk about the ins and outs and combos of a whole bunch of different cards per spot in order to explain why a deck was good or bad, that just makes the video itself so much longer. So the reason I don't do them is because those videos are just too long, and they would take too much time to make. Alternatively, I could just knock them down to a top 5 list, which is something I could probably do in the future, although I like to keep these videos as top 10s to be more consistent, and top 5s are usually only done if there literally isn't 10 topics to talk about, like in the case of the tier 0 video, or if I'm just too lazy to think of 10 topics. And I might as well finishing about the rest of the topics that I rarely do, which is what I should probably rename this list to myself, because I have done videos on a lot of these topics, to be perfectly honest. Anyways, top 10 anime thing here. People like to ask me to make videos about the anime topics relating to the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, and I do have a handful of anime-related topics on the channel, but here's the thing. I don't actually watch the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I watched the first season when I was a child, and I kind of softly rewatched it with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series, and that's the only anime I know about to a moderate extent. I never watched GX. Everything I know about that series is from playing all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Tag Force games. I never actually watched 5Ds, which is ironic considering the mascot of my channel, and I never watched any of the ones afterwards. I tried to watch some episodes of 5Ds and some episodes of GX, but that was done as an adult, and those are very obviously children's shows. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to watch children's shows. Some of them can be quite enjoyable as adults. Avatar: The Last Airbender, for example. That's a children's show, and it's a very good show at that. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just isn't the kind of show that appeals to me anymore, and I do watch a lot of anime, and my favorite genre of anime is slice of life, so it's not like I'm an anime snob. I just won't watch it because it has lots of childish plot elements and characters. It's just that kind of thing doesn't appeal to me anymore, and I'm not going to force myself to watch it, so I can't really do anime ideas because I don't watch the anime, and I don't want to watch the anime. However, if they ever announce they're going to make an anime based on the World Legacy series, I'd watch that in a heartbeat. You know, if they actually made good Yu-Gi-Oh! Animes, I would totally be all over that. And finally, I have my top 10 favorite X things. I kind of explained that one earlier, and why I don't make videos about artwork themes. It's because making videos about my personal favorite things kind of goes against the psychology of why people watch top 10s. You see, I actually went to college for psychology before I dropped out to focus on YouTube. And I don't know if psychology is the right word for it, but what I've noticed through my own personal market research, people don't care about your opinions on things unless they already know who you are or like you. And since 70% of my viewers aren't actually subscribed to the channel, that means the majority of my viewers don't know who I am and probably have only watched a handful of my videos. Or they only watch my videos that are recommended to them because they think the topics sound interesting. And a topic about my personal favorite cards, for example, or my most nostalgic cards, won't appeal to the majority of my audience because they don't care about my opinion. Nor should they. I'm not saying this like it's a bad thing. Having so many new viewers to the channel means you have a healthy, growing channel. If anything, you're probably in trouble if you have more subs watching your videos than newer viewers. So, I'll make my favorite X Things videos occasionally, for fun, but I never intend for them to do well, and they usually never do. It's kind of the same reason I make the custom card review series. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. Although making a custom card review is so much more time friendly to me than it is to create a full top 10 video that I know won't do well. Especially since I run 2 channels and I have 4 editors to get videos to. I don't really have the time to put a whole bunch of time and effort into a vanity project, which is why the vanity projects I do are usually ones that can be done efficiently in a timely manner, like the custom card reviews or the occasional gimmick deck. And it's also why Rescue Rabbit takes a year for me to make, because that is purely a vanity project, and none of my editors know actually how to make those videos, because it's surprisingly editing intensive. Okay, and I only talked about all of these things to make the video look over 10 minutes, so that I could fool people into thinking this video was legit if they were basing it on just the watch time, because my normal videos are 10 to like 25 minutes long, and if I just made the joke video, it would be like 3 minutes long total. So instead of having a whole bunch of blank space to fool people, I thought I would just talk about video ideas that I rarely do. Which means I should probably talk about the last one. I try not to do ideas that have been done by other YouTubers well, or that have been done recently. Generally, since Yu-Gi-Oh! Releases so many new cards all the time, the videos I made a year ago could be outdated already, and I could just remake them and it would have half the different spots on the list. So that's not really a concern, and I kind of ignore this rule all the time, to be honest, to the point where I should probably just remove it for myself. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed my video on the top 10 best waifus in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you have a favorite waifu in Yu-Gi-Oh! That I didn't list, I'd love to hear about it down in the comments, as well as future video ideas about more waifu-related videos that I could cover later on.